Boom. Greetings, everyone. Logging in. Yannick, your host, Motivation Academy. Yeah, that's me in flesh. Yeah, I'm real. I'm real as it can get. Yeah. The drive for change. That's a good one to develop. But I don't like that word so much, develop. Sounds like devil. Devil up. Like, should we put the devil up or the devil down? Down, I think. So, yeah, so the drive for change, because, if you don't see that we are distracted at the point where we have no remembrance whatsoever of who we are, what we're doing here, and what we're supposed to do, well, just look online. It's terrible how much the nonsense gets viewed. It's insane. It's insane. The distraction level on this plane is beyond anything I think even imaginable. Sometimes there's so much stupid stuff online. I get blown away sometimes by that fact that it's such a realm of distraction. They some called it the land of confusion. It's the land of distraction. It's insane. So if we don't get that fact, if we don't because I think that's one of the main basic principle to really have a grip on here is the fact that you are being distracted from all angles come at you and try to distract you. And if you don't see it, there's good chance that you will pass your whole life distracted by all kinds of nonsense. All kinds. There's so much. Oh, sometimes that's why I come here day after day and I do what I do because I would like the people of the earth to eventually see what they're stuck in. Again, it has to do with perception. You might not see what you're doing as being uh, destructive. It's more destructive. But if you change your perception of everything that has to do with distraction, you will realize that most of the things we engage in each and every day is just to distract us from getting in touch with who we are, with reality, with higher and divine, with other frequencies, other emotion, emotional level and stuff. So yeah, it's very evident also, like it's in our face. How and often most people will see what kind of distract. They see the distraction of others, but they rarely see their own distraction because they're contented with it. They feel secure or some kind of security from being distracted or something, but it's really what you do is the opposite. You become more and more insecure each and every day. Is that the goal, to be insecure here? Or anyway, it's something evident for me, not evident for everyone. But with enough, I think with enough coaching, enough presence of other beings seeing the nonsense and the distraction at one point, by pointing out something, if you get repeated 20 times the same thing and someone points it to you that, hey, you're being distracted now, maybe eventually you'll get the drift or something. I don't know. But I'm pretty successful in purging distractions. Even sometimes I engage in it because it's all around me. That's I'm swimming in the sea of distraction. So it is very. You have to be very diligent to spot it and again to not be distracted is not necessarily to not watch anything or but at least ingest stuff that is supporting your evolution. Like you're watching this now, some say, "Oh yeah, but You are creating distract. Yeah, but that's a good distraction. That's a distract because there's great potential to tap in the fantasy of the masses. By that, what I'm signifying is that you have to use the system to beat the system. Like it's there, and I can reach. But my voice will not reach millions, but it can reach. And also, uh, I think it comes to you. I think that kind of stuff, that kind of uh, because I don't want to put it as higher or because it's normal. Like we should all be focused. We should all be creating something here on earth, leaving a legacy behind, or get rid of fear or distraction. It shouldn't even be around. Like a child born in nature doesn't really concern himself about watching TV or any other distraction that can be offered. Like there's no, if you're born in nature, you might be distracted by the birds. Quick, 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 quick. A little birdie might distract you, but even that is very, it's higher and divine. To me, a bird, I love watching birds. That might be one of my distraction in the summer. I love to sit in the yard and I have two, three bird feeders around and just watching the birds. But I prefer watch the bird than and just feed the squirrel than watch TV. It's a lot more to me. It's another way of grounding myself with nature. And I was talking with Frank, my friend Frank, earlier today. Another one of a Lotus Ocean student. Yeah, that's a great word, student. Student of higher and divine frequency, large up Frank. And we were talking about grounding, and he gave me a great idea because us, like here in Canada, where I am in Quebec, it's cold in the winter, so walking barefoot not really an option unless you want to have your feet in the snow. You could do it, but I mean, it's kind of cold then. So he said another way of grounding yourself, and that's what he did. This is what I'm going to do. And it's a very good idea because he said use a piece of wood. Like I have a big log at the back that I will cut in section, or maybe I'll take the whole log even to sit on it because the wood is not conductive of electricity. So it's a very good way to ground yourself to just hold a piece of wood. That's why probably they say, when you want to feel lucky or something, oh, I'm going to touch wood. I'm going to touch wood. It's going to be of luck because it's grounding. So if you're grounded, there's a lot more chance you get lucky in life. But, luck is a good fortune you determine for yourself. I don't think luck. I don't think there's such thing as luck. It's a good fortune you determine for yourself. But the grounding thing, you take the piece of wood and you put a copper wire around the log to even help with the groundation. And that's it. And you can bring that inside the house. Just put your foot on it or sit on it. And it's a very good way to ground yourself, apparently, if you don't have access to. And he said there's a girl, I think it's in Japan or something, and she lives in a city and she doesn't have many, she lives in a concrete jungle, often in metro and stuff like that. And what she does is she carries around a bag of dirt and she puts her feet in the dirt inside the metro and train and stuff. Boom! I made it. Oh, Richard, my bro Richard is here. Greetings, Richard. I was talking about grounding, how to ground ourselves, like when we don't have access to nature, to the ground. So yeah, it's a very good way to either you go around with your bag of dirt or piece of wood, or but I makes sense a lot to or go hug a tree. Apparently, hugging the tree also very good for grounding because your hands are on it. So no, anything you do to be more grounded is a key to ascension also. Ascend to a higher vibe. We've been on low vibe for long enough. It's time to up the vibe. Yeah, yeah. Time to rise up. But we are rising, raising, whatever. Raising makes me think of a razor and it cuts. We are elevating the frequencies a lot on Earth. I see a shift happening definitely, and again, that has to do with the level of perception that I have because I'm creating a shift within myself, so I can easily see it outside happening. For sure, if you are a negative person and you're completely absorbed by distraction of the Babylonian Muggle world, you might not feel the shift happening in not so much consciousness, but the shift in vibration. Uh, the shift in vibration and frequency. I prefer use that than consciousness because everything is pretty much vibration. My voice here is vibration. So there is a change in what we're uh, in what we're saying. There's a change in what we're in our speech. So yes, for sure. Oh, we are building greater awareness for sure. I don't see some see this world as going in a very negative path and all that, but personally, I tend to see it with more positivity than negativity, and I think the devil or all the evil stuff is just trying to play with our brains, to play with our frequencies and stuff, and that's why we are like also bombarded with the stuff about duality, that black and white and this and that, black pope, white pope, all that stuff. When there is only one real frequency here, it's just they just try to put some concept in our head, exactly concept in our head to take away our power, and that's what they do, and they have succeeded doing it with so many. They willingly go to the altar of Babylon and put their soul on it and here chop it in pieces. That's what we're doing, because we don't create anything of value for our evolution. We're just completely absorbed in everyday life, mundane stuff, or whatever it is, and where we think it's real and that's what we need, that's what we have to do here. That's why I say we're so lost at sea. We don't even know what to do. That's where the lies start, when you pretend you know what to do here, but you have no clue. Even me, but I'm starting to get to, like I said in our previous talk, on the right path, on the road less travel. I'm on the road less traveled, so it's smooth. It's not chaotic, and at one point I should get to the end of the road or close to the end. But that's for sure. I'm gonna get to the end at one point when I expire. But I aspire to inspire before I expire. So yeah, that's a good one, eh? Yeah. And this concept of resonance, our vibes, feelings, frequency, can be transmitted to others non-locally through space and times, because that's what I'm gonna talk to PT about, because now I'm getting a lot of insights by just thinking. By just sitting and thinking, I'm getting a lot of insight by not by purging distraction and stuff. And sometimes I think of that. How do we link up with each other? Like, we don't need also to, I think that it travels through the ether. They say water as frequency, water as a memory, and we apparently it's we're surrounded by water. So hydrogen and oxygen and all this create water. And I think that's what happened when we speak with intent, higher intent and higher vibration. I think it has the potential to exactly travel in the ether, and maybe to the ones that are receptive, because I think it's Vishnu in Vedic cosmology. He's always laughing. That's what Frank was telling me. Vishnu is always laughing because he hears everything from everyone, all the vibration. That's why he always smiles. Vishnu, some kind of a, yeah, took care of it. Sorry. So that's why this being apparently of a great higher and divine being is always laughing because he's able to hear everything. And I think there is stuff that you get from watching TV, and there is stuff you get from doing other things than watching TV, and thinking and stuff. So yeah, for sure, it's put that one on a T-shirt, Jenny. I aspire to inspire before I expire. Yeah, I might make some merch again. I was thinking about that. Might make some merch eventually. I'll get to that. It's just I'm into a lot into thinking lately and putting my Truman show with PT coming together. I'm taking all kinds of notes. I have a big file full of questions for him, and I know I might not get all the answers to exactly, but PT is very insightful, and yeah, for sure, I take what's fit and but pretty much everything fit with PT to me. He's very knowledgeable, and because he has a great experience, that's what you gotta find in life. I think to really evolve is beings that are, I don't want to say higher, but that have more experience than you, that are further than you into purging their distraction, being focused and all that, and you can learn from that. So for sure, each one teach one. I have something to teach, and I have something to learn. So I learn. Then I try to ingest all this and teaching it my own way. And I don't want to be a copycat either, but definitely. But personally, I always been into like evolving, not so much into putting in your face all the dark stuff, and that's a process. I get it, and I'm still sometime I want to be aware also where I don't want to be like completely unaware of the world I live in. So yeah, sometimes I go back in the rabbit hole, but I don't stay there. I tend to like tomorrow we're gonna have a show with Cindy in French on the Truman Show. It's gonna be about actuality, what's going on in the world, in the Grand Théâtre de Babylone. That's how I'm gonna call it again. I think the big theater of Babylon. So yeah, we should be. If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Exact. So you can learn a lot from others that have achieved an achievement. The biggest achievement, I think, but there's no biggest achievement. But part of the achievement is really, responsibility, honesty. Uh, these are virtues that are so important for you to face. Being honest with your own being, you know, see a true reflection in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, do you see a true reflection of yourself, or you see yourself with the mask and all that? Not the Babylon mask I'm talking about, but the permanent. We always been wearing masks. This is not new. This is just gone physical now, but it's always been there. The mask for many, and often it's more than one mask because they change often. They put one mask, they take it off, they put another. So remove all mask, remove all this. Achievement, achieve mind, exact. It's yeah, I get that from Will Overt. Yeah, achieve mind, exact. Achieve mind. That's exactly achievement mind. But yeah, Will, large up, Will of Earth. I did a lot with him here, Will. I don't know what he's doing lately. Should get in touch with him. But yes, the greatest achievement, I think, achieve mind. The greatest achieve mind is to become a chief within yourself. Yeah. You don't need no one to govern you, or you can govern your own self. The reason why we have exactly the world we live in is because we kind of deserve it in a way. Everything that happened to us, everyone gets what them deserve. Okay? Everyone get what them deserve. So what's happening in the world right now? We probably, it's hard to say, it's rough to digest, to ingest, but we deserve it. Honestly, look at how much zombie dead we are. So they can do anything, and we will just again run to the altar of Babylon and put our soul there and chop it in pieces. and we will willingly do that. So the manipulators of this world, the evil manipulator, yeah, that's what they do with you. They play with your emotion and stuff. And look how fast we were to come out for the freedom convoy. We jump every most are out there, like I was saying to Frank, demanding freedom. Why are you focused on freedom? Like the animals are stuck in cages, getting tested on and all that in factories and like machines in factories. The land is not free. Everything is you have to pay for. And you go talk about freedom? Like total nonsense when liberties and rights? What the heck is this? Why do I have to have rights and liberties defined? Like I'm a children of God. I'm a children of the higher and divine. And naturally I know what to do here. If my mind is aligned, if I'm centered with nature, praising higher and divine, I don't need no laws, no nothing. Because divinely you know what to do. And you wouldn't know what to do the first day you come on earth. You wouldn't need someone to govern you. And that's why we have this world in place because we can't even take responsibility for our being. So, no, I was reflecting before why people live in cities. Like I saw a video, it's a guy was walking in Montreal or something, and I was like, why do people live in cities so close to each other? And when the worst is we ignore each other, but then we want to be close to each other. Why? Because of fear, because of convenience, because you can't take care of yourself, you can't take responsibility. So the cities is more convenient for you because you have everything supplied to you. Other than because most people wouldn't even survive in the wild. You put most people in the wild in the wood, they would die because they don't even know how to grow food. They don't even know like we're this is what I'm saying. This is the we have that responsibility, but it's like been broken due to a broken down slave mentality. Can be a slave. We're all slave to the dollar bill or something, but like I said, you don't need to be broken. There's a difference between a slave and a broken slave. To me, there is. Ask the exact same question. Yeah. Why do people live in cities so stuck to each other? And anyway, why do you want to be stuck with them? You ignore them anyway. So, what's the? I think it's by security because people feel very insecure, very far from nature. So, just to live in the city is not really. It's normal in this world. It's the norm for all. That's what's normal. When it's the norm for all, it becomes normal. So people see that as normal when we should all be, there's enough land, especially in Canada. There's other countries that are smaller. I get it. But Canada and US, two big, huge countries. So there's land enough for everyone. Me, even if you tell me I have to move up north in Alberta, Manitoba, whatever it is, you come, I'll go. You give me a piece of land, and everything is, you know, uh, by with divine responsibility and stuff. For sure, I know it's not gonna happen because the rulers of this world and even that they're not even led by money. Money, they don't. You think they care about money? You think it's about money? It's about control. It's not about money. They print the money. You think they care? That's why they print so much. That's why your gas is costing $2 a liter now because they print money. They don't stop printing money. So everything's gonna go up, and they provoke stuff in the society exactly to spend more. It's all the gift they gave you. It's always in disguise. When they give you allocation, familial allocation, and like the welfare, putting people on welfare. They like it. That's what they want. They want to spend money because they print more, and then you pay more, and everything's gonna go up. And at one point, everything's gonna crash or something. It looks this way because $2 a liter of gas It's never been seen in the since I'm on this plane. Yeah, I've never seen that. But there's stuff too in the last 2 years that I've never seen before. Those lockdown and stuff, curfew here in Quebec. That's crazy, man. Again, it's positive in some way. Like keep the muggles at home; they don't need to be distracted. Keep them at home. Maybe at one point they will start to focus on what is the responsibility here and stuff. But in the restaurant, like I said, it's just because it's a big system. It's a big system, and everyone's in it. So when I talk about that and I say, "Oh, it's a good thing," there's people that have suffered and have invested money and time and energy and stuff, and it's very, very upsetting for them to have the government and rule their life and stuff. So in that sense, I have compassion and empathy for those people that, again, it's not the people that we should blame, but we each have to take the blame also. No? But yeah, it's a big world with lots of distraction and lots of. So if we the one that focus the most in a way, if you it depends also what kind of life, if you find significance with life. I find a great significance with life, like especially since I noticed that the sun is moving in the sky, changed all my life. I seen the light that day and I'm like, okay, enough. Now it's time to step into the light. So I started opening my mouth and saying stuff. And like, I've never really been a person shy with life. No? It's not a random thing that I'm here talking to you. No? Always been a leader and everything, but the leader is exactly, if you're a leader, if you have leadership, you should express it in a way of making people better, not to stop their evolution. You know, if you pretend to lead the country and do good for the people of Canada or US or wherever it is, you should make them better, not stop them in their evolution. Like complete nonsense. But even that, the Muggle will thank the government for everything that they do, everything they have put in place, and they will ask that it lasts even longer. So at one point, it becomes of a very rhetoric question. It's like we're turning around, 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 and around until you decide to exit that circle, that vicious cycle of Babylonian soul capturing stuff. You will stay in there and just go around, around, and around like a circus. That's why circus they go around and around and like. But I don't know. Me, I see. I have clarity today. I didn't always have that level of clarity, but it also came with a tremendous work on myself. Been hearing my voice for the last 8, 9 years, where before I was probably not hearing it at all. So having the news in my head and all kinds of stuff to form that kind of reality. Getting kind of cold here. Whew. We're supposed to get one more snowstorm coming Saturday. Apparently, a winter storm is going to hit Quebec. But then after, I think we're done. The temperatures are going higher, 10 degrees and stuff. So I'm very, very enthusiastic, especially now that's the new year. You see, that's the time of the year that really the energy is really rising, especially spring is coming, the new year. New Year is not in the dead of the winter. It's right here, right now. But tonight, that will be it, 30 minutes, because I have to go to the store for Kim. But I will be definitely back here tomorrow, 8 a.m., for the follow up of my chat. So, Suzanne, la belle Suzanne est ici. Bonjour, Suzanne. I asked, yeah, the exact same question. Yeah, that's true. And sometimes we're on we pretty much have the same questioning or interrogation or I'm sure if we would share all the stuff that we question, it would pretty much come to the same similar topics. So, Richard and Suzanne, large up. You were here in the chat. Maybe Leslie is there watching in secret, or Kevin. Kevin is the secret watcher. I always feel watched by Kevin. No, I'm not. Just making fun with you guys. But yeah, no, Kevin is secret watcher. So large up, and I'll be here a little later on. Uh, Stay positive, stay up, work on yourself. Don't starve the distraction. You don't need it. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna have less headache, less worry, less stress, less anxiety. All this will fade away, not from what you watches or listen. All of that nonsense will fade away at one point, and you will find back the serenity of your being. We all have the stuff I feel not different from you. We're all human being here. We all have the pretty much the same emotional level. So it's very easy to come here and talk to you and address a situation when I am like you, a human in flesh. I don't know if I'm human. That's the word they give me. Human, man, mankind, whatever. It's just words. But I am a hurtling being just like you with the emotional same emotion. Like not we don't generate the same kind of emotion on the same level all the time, but it's very similar. So it's once you work on that level, on mastering your emotional level, it becomes easy to go talk to others. Honestly, it's not. I, I do it with full joy here. Always look forward to it. So been doing it for a long time. Took a break, and I'm back at it. So maybe we'll have another break in the future. Who knows? But I always remain the same. That's for sure. So, large up, I'm out. See ya. Boom.